hands up, no turning back.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Devan with another episode of the Strive Tribe podcast, where we dive into not only fitness, but the growth of your mindset and personal development, and actually, a little bit of the fitness business. So today I wanted to turn down a special path to myself, something that I hold true to my heart, and something that, we've gone over in past episodes about, our core values and stuff at the gym. And I know this is something that holds true to Nick as well. And I'm sure you guys loved his episode last week, and you actually got to hear his beautiful voice. We'll be doing another podcast together soon. It's just one of those things where us growing the business and us trying to conquer basically two things at the same time, it doesn't always allow us to have the time, or at least at the same time, to do a podcast together. But we are definitely trying to schedule that in so that we can actually get those to you, because those are a lot more fun. But back to the topic. So the topic we were going to talk about today is having an impact, having a positive impact. And this is something that I speak for myself as well as Nick. This is why we do what we do, right? Us personally. This is why the gym was created. I mean, back when I was personal training, it was one of those things where personal training itself, it was fulfilling to me, right? And being able to see the transformation and see the impact I'm having on someone's life when they're losing weight, or when they're hitting their goals, or when they're, seeing themselves in a new way, and the look that they have when they go to tell you, these little successes or milestones that they're accomplishing, that's what filled my cup essentially. And the thing that was draining my cup was essentially having to turn people down from personal training that couldn't fit into my schedule. Because I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I was, really busy when I was doing personal training. Like, I was working 12 to 16 hour days, and that's actually of scheduled clients, right? And that is, I only have so many hours in the day. So when a new client or someone was going to refer their friend and I couldn't take them, like, I felt bad. Also, it was one of those things where personal training isn't the most affordable for everyone. So for me, I realized, I was like, man, like, I can't have a positive impact on a lot of people because they can't afford personal training. And it was one of those things where, unfortunately, like, supply and demand, and in my limited hours and stuff too, my personal training wasn't the cheapest, but it also wasn't the most expensive, right? I'm always trying to be as fair as possible. I'm not one to sit here and try to nickel and dime a client or nickel and dime people, because at the end of the day, that doesn't go back to my core value of having a positive impact, of being honest, So my whole thing is to provide as much value as I can at the most competitive rate I can, right? So the gym was created, and Strive 11 Fitness was created as a way to kind of combat the prices of personal training, and yet give someone the same feeling or personalization or customization of the workout like they're getting personal training, but at a way more affordable rate. Also, to kind of go against the grain on a lot of the things that, some of our competitors in like the boot camp and in HIIT industry, the high intensity interval training industry, a lot of them are doing the same thing, and they're wording it a different way. But I wanted to kind of go against the grain and try to get back to the whole root of this, which is to benefit the members, to benefit the employees, to benefit the team, and benefit the fitness community, and to have, again, a positive impact on as many people as I can. So it's one of those things where I realized that with this program, once it was developed, but before it was developed, it was one of those things where I need to create a program where I can have a positive impact on more people than just my personal training clients. I want to impact on scale. And so the whole purpose of the gym was to do that. So, now we're being able to actually impact more people than if it was just me doing personal training. And that's something now that we're going into the franchise space as well with that same business model of Strive 11 Fitness. It was still a core value and is still a core value of having a positive impact, right? I'm trying to impact as many people in a positive manner as I can. I'm trying to change as many lives as I can. Now, yeah, me and Nick could have just opened up a second location and then a third and then a fourth, and then the growth would have been a little slower. But at the end of the day, with the franchise model, we can have other people opening up Strive 11s, and now they get to impact their members' lives. And through our guidance, essentially, I'm still having a ripple effect and being able to transform that franchisee's members' lives as well through the program. And so it can spiderweb out, and now essentially the program can change more lives. And then on top of that, like a second layer to it, now it's being able to transform someone's life in a financial aspect. And that's our whole model and whole thing with franchising, is we're not just doing it like everyone else. We're doing it in a way that benefits the franchisee. My goal is to make sure that at the end of this, when I say at the end of this, like at the day that I'm no longer on this earth, or me and Nick are no longer on this earth, I want basically to have a lasting memory in as many people's minds, so if someone were to bring up my name or Nick's name, they have a great story to tell, or how we, changed their life. Because at the end of the day, once you leave this earth, you're not taking anything with you. The only thing you really leave is your name and your memories that you've impacted people with. So that's my true why. And I know, it's a big one for Nick too. So I want you to realize that the power of your actions, the power of the things that you say, the power of the things that you post on social media, they can have a positive impact or they can have a negative impact on others. And you're not always going to see that impact firsthand, right? People aren't going to always give you the, hey, this is how you changed my life, or hey, the last thing you posted or said, has done this for me. You're not always going to get that. And that's okay. If you're doing it for the good job and doing it for the praise, you're doing it for the wrong reason. If you're doing it for the acknowledgement, then you're not doing it for the actual purpose of having an impact. I want my impact to have a ripple effect where I affect and change someone for the positive, and now they change someone else for the positive, and then they change someone else for the positive, and then it all kind of ties back down into like a spider web with, myself, Nick, the program, and the business model all in the center of it. But that ripple effect can expand into hopefully generations. And going aside from the business, but your ripple effects have a lasting memory and an imprint on your family, right? My daughter's only 1.5 years, and right now, obviously, she's not going to remember everything. But as she grows up, I want that my actions and the things that I say and the things that she just observes to having a lasting impact on the person she becomes. I want her to be like, I can accomplish anything in life because, look, my dad started basically with nothing, as an employee, for a corporate gym. And then now look at the business he's created. Like, anyone could do it. Pretty much, the sky is the limit. That's one of the impacts I'm trying to leave with her, as well as there is no excuses. I can't be giving excuses to her to, the reason why, the business isn't where it needs to be, or why my fitness isn't where it needs to be, or whatever, and then tell her that there's no excuses, just get it done if I'm not doing that. So I want her seeing me work out even though I'm always busy. I want her to see that family does matter, and that even with a busy business schedule and being able to incorporate my workouts and being able to incorporate family time, that you can do and prioritize a section of your life, but still not make that the only section of your life, right? Those are the kind of things that I want her to realize, that she can become anything that she wants to become, or accomplish in life or in business, or whatever the case may be for her in the future. But also I want her to have a never give up mindset, no excuses mindset, and I'll get it done no matter what, because that's what I want. Those are the impacts that I'm trying to leave. How do people talk about you behind your back? Are they talking positively? Are they talking negatively? Or do they have nothing to say at all? Those are the things that, I think about. So having a positive impact or an imprint on this earth is a thing that really truly fills my cup, and that's one of my biggest whys. So I wanted to kind of go into some practical steps to positively amplify your impact on this earth and leaving that lasting positive imprint with people. The first step is basically self-awareness. This is the first step, that you have to start to become aware of your actions. You have to become aware of your words, and how those words or actions affect others. People underestimate the power of words. I understand that, you watch someone do something and then you start to imitate it, so actions are a little bit, more visible. But the little change in the way you word things has a huge difference on how it's perceived. And that's not just via text or email. The way you word your sentences, the way you speak, they can almost evoke emotion, right? They can get people to become motivated or feel sad or feel like, you're picking on them. And it could just be a one or two words, or even maybe just the tone of your voice. But start to become self-aware. Pay attention to the reactions of others and take time to reflect on your actions each day. Did you make someone smile? Did you make someone, upset? What did you say? What did you do? Is that what you intended? If not, then, why do you think that happened? How can you change that for next time? Did you help someone out today? Did you make someone's day a little bit easier? Those are all the things that, becoming self-aware and reflecting on your day allows you to grow mentally as well. Next step is basically to act with intention. Make an effort to ensure that your actions are purposeful and intentional. Before you act, ask yourself, what is the intent behind this action? What impact will this action have on the others around me, or the people that I'm trying to have an impact on, right? So make sure that your actions you're not just acting out of emotion, and you're actually thinking about things before you just act off impulse. Next is to spread positivity. And what I mean by that isn't, life's not always sunshine and rainbows, right? Be truthful, be honest, show your downs and how you get back up mentally, financially, emotionally, whatever it is. Show the true you and spread how you turn that negative into a positive. Show how your steps of growth. because positivity is infectious. A small positive action can have a ripple effect that extends beyond the immediate situation. You can start your day off with positive affirmations and aim to spread that positivity throughout your day. The next one is to be empathetic. Empathy involves understanding and sharing the feelings of another. By putting ourselves in others' shoes, we can better understand that their perspectives and respond in ways that affirm their feelings and experiences. So realize just because you feel a certain way about a certain situation doesn't mean someone else is going to feel that same way, and that's okay. Listen to them, right? The next step is, actively listening. Because often the greatest impact we can have on someone is just simply to listen to them. Active listening involves fully focusing and understanding and responding and then remembering what's being said. So going back to the, being empathetic, it's one of those things where if you can actively listen to why someone feels a certain way and respond to it and talk about it, that can have a super positive impact on that situation or that experience or future experiences for that individual. Constructively communicate. Like I was saying, your words have power. Try to use language that's positive, that's clear, that's encouraging. Even in difficult conversations, a constructive and empathetic approach can make a big difference. Because if you're talking about something that is difficult or, hard for you, it's also going to be hard to listen to. It's also going to be hard on the receiving end. So make sure that you try to word those things the best as possible. And if it doesn't go the way you thought it was going to go, again, going back to the top, that self-awareness, reflect on that later. How can you improve that for the next time if it does arise? Show appreciation, because never underestimate the power of appreciation, right? A simple thank you or a good job or a well done can go a long way, especially for those that don't always get that. Or maybe some have never gotten that and then are seeking that. Remember that regularly acknowledging others for their efforts and achievements is huge for some people. If their love language is validation, it's one of those things where you can boost their day like crazy just by showing that appreciation or showing that acknowledgement, right? And lead by example is the next step, right? So, like I was saying in the beginning, your actions need to be you walking the walk after you've talked the talk. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. Your actions can inspire others to act similarly to yours. So do you want those actions to be what you say or what you're doing instead of what you're saying? When you embody the positivity and kindness, others will be more likely to follow suit, right? If you're a never give up kind of person and you're showing that through your actions, and you're a no excuses, I'm going to get it done, this is my goal, I'm going to accomplish it for, no matter what, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, kind of person, then those things are you leading by example through your actions. And again, that's the impact I'm trying to have with my family. And my circle, invest into your relationships. Building positive and healthy relationships is the key to having a lasting impact. And that doesn't necessarily mean just your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, your kids. Build relationships and network with others. Networking doesn't mean it has to be in business. Networking is just, go out, socialize, and build healthy, positive relationships that your actions can be seen through. And again, you could have an impact and a ripple effect in others' lives. A huge one that I think that is underestimated too, that, people say that they do or want to do, and but learning, never stop learning. Keep seeking out ways to grow, to improve yourself. And the more you learn and grow, the more value you can bring to others. Right? So start to implement these practical steps in your daily life and start making a positive impact today. Remember, even the small actions can make a big difference in someone's life. So again, the steps that we went over is 1, being self-aware. 2, act with intention. 3, spread positivity. 4, be empathetic. 5, listening actively. 6, communicate constructively. 7, show appreciation. 8, lead by example. 9, invest in relationships. And 10, never stop learning. But before we wrap this up, let's just recap a little bit. Every action that we take has the power to influence others. It's our responsibility to ensure that that influence is positive and uplifting. As we kind of tie in this episode, not only do I want you guys to reach out to us in the DMs and comments and stuff, and let us know what other topics you want to for us to cover, because realize we're trying to have an impact that through this podcast with you guys. So let us know what you want us to talk about so that we can have a bigger impact, and you being that person we can impact. I want you to take a moment and think about the impact you're having on the people around you. Are you being intentional about leaving a positive imprint? If not, what do you need to do to start having a positive imprint? But with that being said, let's strive for that every day, guys. And thanks for tuning in for another episode of the Strive Tribe podcast. Keep striving, keep pushing, and most importantly, keep leaving a positive imprint on the world. Until next time, guys, this is your boy Devan. See you soon.